Diary, hello. It is May 2022 and what you're looking at is a Panasonic ES-LL21 electric 3-blade shaver, and it's my job in this video to convince you that it's an excellent product and well worthy of your consideration. But we won't just be talking about the shaver, we're going to be talking about the philosophy of blade shaving, and in particular comparing this rather elegant 3-blade shaver against my outgoing 5-blade replacement. So let's talk about the shaver first of all, and why I like it so much, and the parameters I'm trying to go for are something that's simple and easy to use, something that I can clean, and something that's going to give me an extremely close shave. So in terms of usability, this is a wet and dry shaver, meaning it's fully waterproof, so you can go into the shower and shower with it. You can shave dryly, or you can apply shaving foam and shave, in the shower, or as you wish. But it's fully waterproof. And for me, that has one fantastic benefit, and that is ease of cleaning. So I clean the shaver after every use, and I will just take this off here. And as you can see, it's nice and clean, and that's because after usage, I always clean it. In terms of shaving, I find it gives you an excellent close shave. I'm going to be comparing it to the outgoing larger shaver in a minute with my philosophical comments, but it does provide an excellent close shave. Now this shaver is currently around on Amazon UK for about 50 GBP, 50 British pounds, and the retail cost is about £100. So it gets a big thumbs up in terms of closeness of shaving and simplicity. Now you'll notice that it's got an on-off switch here. It's got a sideburn gadget there, and it's actually got 2 blades. So 2 blades, 1, 2. They call it a 3-blade shaver because the foil has got 3 components, 1, 2, 3. But as you'll notice, it's got 2 actual moving parts. They rotate at 13,000 CPM, cuts per minute, and that's pretty typical in the Panasonic range. The outgoing shaver is 14,000, this is 13,000, but the outgoing shaver is a retail price of 200 and something pound shaver. So why am I trading or right sizing or downsizing or whatever you'd like to call it to this shaver? Well, that cuts to the heart of the whole point of this video, and it's that the outgoing shaver, which I shall now start to show you, is unnecessarily complex. It's beautiful, but unnecessarily complicated. Now, first of all, let's look at the outgoing shaver. This is marketed as a 5-blade shaver. So you look at that and think, oh, this is very exciting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But when you actually take this head off, you'll find out, to your great surprise, 2 blades. And what I call blade inflation is the trend in the shave industry of having more and more, quotes, blades, but actually under the cover is just the same 2 moving components. And as I've said, this is 14,000 cuts per minute, and the new shaver is 13,000. So in actual practice, to me, there is no discernible difference between the cut that this guy makes and the cut that this guy makes. In fact, this is a new shaver, so the foil is much, and the blades are much sharper. So in actual fact, this is giving me a much better shave than the outgoing, quotes, 5-blade shaver. So let's just focus again on this 5-blade product, and what are the good bits and what are the silly bits. So I've already said that I'm rather annoyed about this sort of what I call blade inflation, which is that you've got this foil here, which has got 5 components, and I think the idea is something like that. This component just teases the bristles on your face, and the actual cutting is done here and here. But to be quite honest, I think that's a bit of a nonsense. I think it's more of a marketing speak than any practical advantage. In terms of operation, this shaver does have a nice LED display, and it does have a lock. So there are some nice features which I am foregoing on the new shaver. So for example, when this is being charged, I get a percentage charge of the shaver, whereas with this I just get a light to say that it's being charged. But given that shavers charge in less than an hour, I can be pretty confident I can plug either of these in, and I come back an hour later and they're charged. So in practical terms, this again doesn't have any advantage. And lastly, we'll look at the fact that this has got a flexible head. So there's a head here, there's a locking mechanism here, but basically this head can move, and the idea is that you're shaving and you're pressing this against your face and the shaving head moves. Well, do you know what? I've got something called a hand. So actually with my hand, I can actually move the shaver, and this is a fixed mechanism. There's nothing to move here at all. So this is a much simpler design. And to be quite honest, I like simple. Complicated things tend to go wrong. Simple things tend to not go wrong. This is easier to clean. I've got something called a hand, which is able to maneuver this shaver against my skin in exactly the right angle. I don't need to hold this against my skin and have this head move around to do that. So I think the whole specification creep, I would call it, of this shaver, I've just unlocked it now so you can see this is the head moving around. So in fact, when I've been using this, I use it on the lock setting so it doesn't move. This is on the unlock setting, so you can see it moves. So I think this shaver is an ideal demonstration of what I call specification creep. You have a simple, I would call it two blade, but the spec says 3-blade shaver, opposed to this guy, which is a quote 5-blade shaver with a flexible head, giving me things I don't really need. The thing that this does have is it has a travel case, but in the last 2 years I've gone precisely nowhere because we've had something called COVID, so this has been sitting at home. And in the future, when I do start to travel again, I'm going to put this in something called a bag, a shaving bag, a toiletries bag, and so I don't really need a separate case. The only thing that this doesn't have is it doesn't have a lock. So if this was to get pressed whilst I was in the cabin of an aeroplane, it would sort of switch on, which would be a little bit annoying. But that's very unlikely to happen. So there we have it, the outgoing 5-blade shaver with lots of features that I don't think are necessary and not useful, and the incoming, much simpler, much lower priced, but still perfectly fine Panasonic ES-LL21 wet and dry shaver. Very highly recommended. Again, it comes with a power adapter, it comes with a cap, it comes with some oil which I would apply once per week, and it comes with a little brush to clean it, but of course you can clean it under the tap because this is a wet and dry shaver. Okay, diary, it's highly recommended, available at Amazon for about £50, and I can't say any more. Thanks for watching.